It keeps on getting better for Chelsea Football Club, doesn't it? So today, Liam Rosenior, he had a press conference for the game tomorrow, which is the FA Cup. It's kick-off at 5:15. And of course, the topic, the name on everyone's lips, Enzo Fernandez. So, before I get into all of that, as I say, the reason why I am here, and I thought I was going to be here to start off with, was because we had a press conference for the Vale game tomorrow regarding Chelsea. Just doesn't look right anymore, does it? The more I look at it, it don't look right. Hang on, let me change it. That's better. Looks quite good, doesn't it? That's who we're forced to support now, by the way. We're now forced to support CFC LDN because that was once Chelsea. But we'll go with that for now, I think. I think I might just leave that up there. So, let's get into it, shall we? Liam Rosenior, press conference today about tomorrow's game. Of course. He's asked about Enzo Fernandez. Now, I've been busy today. I've not really been able to keep up with much that's been going on, but I've seen notifications and everything going on regarding it. So I don't really need to dig that much. And it only took me 5 minutes to really find much. So just going to show you here quickly what's been going on in case you've been living in a tunnel and unaware that Enzo Fernandez might be in a bit of trouble. So let's take a look. So, courtesy of Chelsea Dodgers and via Bobby Vincent, Liam Rosenior on Enzo Fernandez. Enzo, firstly, as a character, a person and a player, I have the utmost respect. He's frustrated because he wants us to be successful. In terms of the decision, it's not all about me or the sporting directors. The owners, the players, we are aligned in our decision. The door is not closed on Enzo. It's a sanction. You have to protect the culture. And in terms of that, a line was crossed. Now, you might be asking, what line was crossed? So, line was crossed. He's basically gone and spoken about the club as a whole and the effects Enzo Maresca had once he left or was sacked after the PSG defeat. Now, I can understand that he's probably really frustrated with losing in the manner that Chelsea did and how the structure has completely gone from underneath and how it's affecting him and the players as a whole. And then he carried on, he pushed a little bit further and he went away from the Maresca and how the club is being run. And really, all he said is that he was asked where else would he like to live. And he said, Madrid. It reminds me of Buenos Aires. I like the food. And that was it. He done that on a stream. He said it on an interview with his wife. So he was asked the same question and twice he gave the same answer, just about where else he would like to live. He hasn't mentioned that I'm done with Chelsea, I'm sick of Chelsea. Obviously the hay's been rolling and been getting bigger. We've seen that he's got a new agent. You've seen that there's been talks about him and Real Madrid. So of course, when he mentions Madrid and Spain, you're instantly going to go to him talking about Real Madrid. Now, I don't mind it. The PSG talk after the game, I don't mind that. That's fine. I don't like that he was on a stream talking about it. I just think it's a little bit childish, but I mean, I'm not reading too much into it really. I mean, if he wants to go, he can go. I don't blame him for wanting to go. He could go better ways around it. Marc Cucurella has sort of done the same thing this week, flirted a little bit with Barcelona, come out in the Athletic saying about the club in a bit of a better way. But Enzo Fernandez, he's in trouble for it and he's been sanctioned. And Liam Rosenior has done this. So, Chelsea manager Liam Rosenior confirms Enzo Fernandez has been dropped / sanctioned from Chelsea squad for the next 2 games against Vale and Manchester City. And just a little bit further underneath, he has quoted, "It's disappointing for Enzo to speak that way. I have got no bad words to say about him, but a line was crossed in terms of our culture and what we want to build." So regarding that, I think that could have been handled a little bit better, actually a lot better. And this just continues within a circus. I mean, it is laughable. I say a lot about CFC LDN is now laughable. But I think that this should have been dealt with in press conferences like managers have done before and said that, you know, Me and Enzo have had many discussions since this all happened during the international break. We both hold each other at high value, let's say, and we have spoken about what we disliked and liked about things that were going on, basically what we disliked, really. And we've dealt with it in a private matter. And our main focus now is that we finish the rest of the season strong. We concentrate on trying to get Champions League football, and we've got a game tomorrow to look forward to and try and get into a cup final. And yeah, he's dropped him for Port Vale and Man City. I think he wasn't going to play Port Vale tomorrow, so just drop him. Just drop him for Port Vale. Don't drop him for Man City. I don't think we're going to win at Man City, against Man City, sorry. But at least have him in the squad. You want your best squad available for these top games, especially coming towards the end of the season. Now, it's been noted that when Enzo Fernandez was celebrating with Argentina, we've all heard about it on the bus, we've seen it in full HD video. He was chanting along with the rest of the Argentinian players, and it was somewhat racist, let's say. Now, there were people within Chelsea's camp, players, that were not happy with this, and they held a meeting where Enzo Fernandez apologised profusely, and nothing else come of that. Surely he should have been sanctioned then for being racist. But no. Why? Because it didn't hurt Blueco and Clearlake's image, where what he's done this week has. So basically, Bowley and Barley and all of them Muppets, they've gone to Liam Rosenior. You need to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this needs to happen to Enzo Fernandez. There you go. You go and deal with it. And he's just turned around and he's gone, yes, boss. Getting those little puppet strings and off he goes. I think this could have been handled a lot better. So there we have it. He is out of Port Vale's game, which I'm not surprised. He wasn't probably going to be there anyway. And the Man City game. So could have been handled better, I think. I think Enzo Fernandez could have handled himself better. The club could have handled himself better. And Liam Rosenior could have handled himself better in the press conference. It didn't need to result to that. I don't think. I don't believe. Anyway. So let's go on to another little bit of news, shall we? So let's go and take a look. So this is Liam Rosenior on who's going to replace Enzo as Chelsea captain for the next 2 games. We have many leaders. Moi Caicedo, Tosin, Cole Palmer, João Pedro, Marc Cucurella. We have leaders. I will make that decision about captaincy later today when I name the team. So he's mentioned a few names there. I mean, Cole Palmer's not really a captain. And the fact that he's named Tosin as a potential leader, I mean, he's in the leadership group, but that's as far as it goes within leadership on the pitch. So I can guarantee, and you'll see in my predictive lineup, that Tosin is going to be in the starting lineup tomorrow, and he's probably going to be somewhat a captain or vice captain, probably captain, given the team that we might put out tomorrow. I expect maybe after that, or going forward in and around the captain, vice captain area, Moises Caicedo. I don't think, again, he's a leader. I don't think that we've got anyone that could, that can captain. Back in the day, Chelsea, I think, had around 7 or 8 captains that were captains for their countries. We don't have that anymore. Sorry, not Chelsea. CFC LDN. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm not really bothered about who's going to be a captain, especially against Port Vale. But that's what's come out. So let's go on to another bit of news, shall we? So let's take a look. So this has come from agent Pastore. This is Enzo Fernandez's new agent, who has done a lot of writing out for the media, shall we say, since today's come out. And he has stressed that Enzo wants to apologise if any fan has felt offended, but also stressing that he has never spoken of another club or that he wants to leave Chelsea or London. And this was an interpretation that the media made as a result of his words. I think there's a bit of truth to that, to be honest. I think that, again, as I said a minute ago, that Enzo Fernandez, all he said is that he wants to live in Madrid, or he'd like to live in Madrid, likes the food there, reminds him of Buenos Aires. There's been other noise about him and Real Madrid, so they've got that and the comments, put them together and basically said Enzo Fernandez wants to move to Real Madrid. He's twerking on Real Madrid. His agent offered Enzo Fernandez to Real Madrid after the PSG game. It's all just completely spiralled. And the media have rolled with that. And basically the media and a little bit of Enzo Fernandez has got himself sanctioned. I'm going to be really interested to see how Enzo Fernandez comes back, because I think there's a high percentage he's going to leave at the end of the season, more of a higher percentage of him leaving than him staying. But how he conducts himself towards the end of the season, I think that's going to be interesting. And he's going to play an interesting part if we've got anything in us to try and get in the Champions League places. I don't think we're going to get in the Champions League places. I don't want us in the Europa League or the Conference League. We've done the Conference League. I don't want to go back into that. I'd rather be finishing 10th or 12th. So that's all I've got to say on that. And we have got some injury news as well that came from the press conference today for the game tomorrow. So let's quickly take a look at that, shall we? So Liam Rosenior on injury news. Reece is getting along really well, but not ready yet. Trev is progressing well as well. Levi is back in full training, but as we know, he's not ready for anything yet. Esteval and Jamie Gittins are back. So not really much different from what we already knew before the international break. Jamie Gittins is back. Will he be in contention tomorrow? I don't know. That doesn't really say a lot to me whether he's going to be involved. It's good that Levi Colwill has had no setbacks. Fingers crossed that continues that way. I think he's going to be playing some minutes this month for the under-21s like Romeo Lavia did. So I think that'll be great for him. Reece James, I mean, we was expecting him to be out for longer. I mean, we don't know yet. There is no time frame on it. Hopefully, again, he doesn't have another setback and that he can come in as well. So that is that on the injury front. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my predictive lineup for the game tomorrow, which if you haven't forgotten, with everything that I've just gone through, we have got Port Vale tomorrow night at Stamford Bridge. This is our first tie in the FA Cup this season at Stamford Bridge. So let's just quickly take a look at what I've done. So I have gone with Robert Sanchez in goal, and in the defence I've gone Gusto, Fofana and Tosin along with Hato. In the midfield I've gone for Asugo and Lavia, and just in front of those I've gone for Neto on the right, Esteval in the middle as a number 10, Garnacho on the left and Liam Delap up front. Now with my lineup there, you can see I've gone for Tosin. I just think I don't want him in there, but I think he's going to be in there given it's Port Vale and they are bottom of League One, and he's been mentioned about the possible leaders that can take over as a captain. So it probably makes sense that Adebayo will be in there. I could probably see if there's going to be any difference there, maybe Jesse Derry might come in and take Garnacho's place there. Esteval might move over to the right wing. And being in the number 10 position, I mean, we might use João Pedro maybe. Who knows? I honestly find it hard to predict what Liam Rosenior is going to do these days with the squad. And also how people have come back from their international duty, how long they've travelled, how many minutes they've played. I don't know. But that is what I've predicted. So as I say, we got Port Vale tomorrow, bottom of League One, I've said. So let's take a quick look at the journey they've taken to get to Stamford Bridge tomorrow. So here it is. So as you can see, Port Vale, they started on the 2nd of November and they beat Malden and Tiptree 5-1 in the FA Cup. Then in December, they beat Bristol Rovers 1-0. And then in January, they went on to beat Fleetwood Town 1-0. And then in March, they've beaten both Bristol City and Sunderland, both 1-0. So as you can see there, they've had a few games where they've won 1-0. Considering they're bottom of League One, I think that they've done pretty well to get to where they're at. And I don't think it's going to be an easy game tomorrow. I don't at all. I said in my video yesterday, I think they're going to look to exploit Chelsea's weaknesses, which are set pieces, free kicks, corners. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be easy. We're going to make it hard work. I do think we're going to win. I mean, we should win. I mean, if we don't win, surely Liam Senior is going to be having to answer some serious questions. But I think we should win. I think score prediction. My score prediction, I'm going with 6-4 Chelsea. 6-4 Chelsea. Could you imagine? No, I'm going to go with possibly a 3-1 or a 3-2 Chelsea. I mean, come on. We should be. We should be. That's how we should be anyway. I hope. So, yeah. That is my quick prediction. That is my starting lineup. That is the news about Enzo Fernandez. My reactions to it. So let me know what you think on the Enzo Fernandez being sanctioned. Do you think it could have been handled better? Do you agree with my starting lineup? Do you think it could be any different? And what will your score predictions be? So, yeah, tomorrow, 5:15, Stamford Bridge, Chelsea take on Port Vale in the FA Cup. And hope you enjoy the rest of the evening and your bank holiday weekend. And let's enjoy CFC LDN as they play tomorrow. All right, guys, take care.